So welcome to this video. I'm just having my daily walk in the hills with my dogs, and it's funny, about 10 years ago, maybe 9 years ago, I was in London, and a bus drove past with an advert on it, and the advert was for a film called Contagion, and it had in big letters, "Nothing spreads like fear." And as soon as I saw this advert on the bus, I knew that it was propaganda. The moment I saw it, I knew it was propaganda. And to be honest with you, since I saw that in 2011, I have literally been expecting this global pandemic, this coronavirus pandemic. And so as soon as it was announced on the news that this had happened in China, that this coronavirus had broken out in China, I knew exactly what was going on, and I knew exactly what the intention was, and I knew exactly what was going to happen because I'd seen. Those are my dogs, by the way. My dogs playing with each other in the bushes. Hey, come on, come on. So so what's happening with the coronavirus and all the places it's spreading to, and how cities are being locked down and how governments are responding, none of it is a surprise, because I know that it's all been in the pipeline for a very, very long time. It's part of basically a global plan to make everyone afraid. That's the bottom line. It's about fear, because you can control people with fear. But if they're not afraid, you cannot control them. And fear is the most powerful and most used political tool there is in the world. So it's all about politics. It's all about controlling society and putting ideas in people's minds. Fearful ideas, planting seeds about what's going to happen and how things are going to turn out, and what kind of scenarios are going to be developing, because those seeds are seeds of fear. You see this with the whole zombie situation. All the zombie movies that have been produced over the past 20 or 30 years, and all the zombie TV programs which are now on terrestrial TV or on subscription TV like Netflix, and all the zombie video games that children have been playing for many, many years. And now you've got zombie board games, and you've got zombie everything basically. And this whole zombie idea, this idea of zombies, breaking out and trying to infect everybody, this is completely tied in with this viral outbreak. If you see the films, if you watch any of the zombie films, it's usually some kind of contagious viral outbreak which infects people, and it turns them into zombies, and then they try and infect other people. But that's a seed of fear. So it's connecting this whole viral outbreak with this idea of a zombie outbreak, which to you and me as adults is preposterous. We're not expecting hordes of zombies to come running through the cities. But the young people, it's a different situation with the young people. Their minds have been saturated for a much, much more intense period, and with the video games they're playing, especially games like Plague and the zombie games, and all these live immersive zombie experiences which are now available. You can actually go and have a live immersive zombie experience where you have actors portraying zombies who are trying to catch you. Then this is kind of blurring the line between fantasy and reality. And kids in the media, if you've watched my video which is called "The Coronavirus and the Zombie Agenda," so if you look on my YouTube channel and search for the video, or scroll down and find the video "The Coronavirus and the Zombie Agenda," you'll see that children have been prepared with this idea of a zombie apocalypse. And there have been articles in National Geographic, on the National Geographic Kids website, saying what to do in case of an apocalypse. So kids have been prepared with the idea of an apocalypse, and it's all about fear, because children, they have no filter for these things. They have no filter for fear. If you tell a child there's an apocalypse coming, in a few months or in a year or two, and they've already had their minds flooded with images of what the apocalypse means, and you tell them that they need to prepare for an apocalypse, then they're going to be very, very scared. And this is what it's about. It's about controlling society through fear. And there's only one thing you need to be concerned about, which is that you don't get into the fear. You don't get pulled into the fear, because God is in control. God is what's real. God is the creator of this beautiful planet. And when we don't go into fear, we can perceive God's beauty and God's love and God's protection. But the key to this is like not opening the door to the darkness. Because when we choose a fearful thought, when we engage with a fearful thought, we are opening the door to darkness. We are inviting it in just by engaging with a fearful thought. Because God tells us that He will protect us from everything, that there is no reason to fear, that we are safe under His wing, and He will give His angels charge over us. But we have to make that decision, because the fear is going to ramp up. The amount of fear in the media is going to ramp up, and people are going to be convinced of certain things happening. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning of a huge tidal wave of fear flooding through the media and flooding through the population. And there's only one thing you have to do, which is stay with God. Call upon Jesus to keep you close to God, to keep you under God's wing. Use His name to bring you back to God. Often, because Jesus is real, and Jesus has the power, and Jesus can keep you close to God and keep you protected from fear, because that's what we need. We need protection from this wave of fear, so it doesn't crush into our mind and make us feel kind of overwhelmed and submerged by negative energy. So we need God and we need Jesus, because the fear is going to grow more and more intense, and people are going to see no way out. People are going to be convinced through the information that's seeping through the news and the media, and has been for a long time. People are going to be convinced that there is no escape, that this terrible scenario that has been placed in their mind is going to come real. It's going to become a reality. I also remember when I was in London, around the same time as I saw this advert for Contagion, the film Contagion, I saw an advert for the film Saw 3, I think it was, and the tagline, the slogan was, "The trap comes alive." And when I saw that as well, the very moment I saw that, I knew that that was also propaganda, because it's a fear trap. For many, many decades, the media's been sowing ideas in the collective mind, creating scenarios, subtle scenarios that we remember, and kind of preparing the human mind for certain things, and kind of conditioning it to behave or to react in certain ways when these certain things happen. It's a trap, it's a fear trap that's been created in the human mind by the media. And now the coronavirus is making governments shut down cities and stopping people going where they want to and keeping people trapped at home. Then that is the trap coming alive. What you've got to make sure is it doesn't come alive in your mind. Because if you engage with the fear, if you allow these scenarios, if you feed these scenarios with your attention, then you'll be in this reality of fear. You'll be in the realm of fear. And let me tell you something really important about fear, is it doesn't come from God. Fear comes from Satan. Satan propagates himself through fear. Think of all the horror movies and all the terrifying images that have been poured through the media, and all the things that children have been subjected to, all the scary ideas of dystopia and doom. That's how Satan propagates himself, through fear.